I'm here with Neil Chatterjee, the chairman of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. Thanks so much for agreeing to do this. So, Chairman, you've just returned from India, where you were talking about the role for U.S. In foreign markets. Can you help us understand what FERC is trying to do to help emerging markets develop both for renewables and for gas?
So there's the Indian government is making a concerted effort to move towards competitive wholesale markets. And we in the U.S. and at the Commission have 2 decades of experience overseeing the competitive wholesale markets in the U.S. and we hope to share some of what we have learned and best practices with our allies in India. The Indian government's made a big commitment to increase their deployment of renewables as well as gas, to go from about 6% use of gas to 15%. And I think as they move towards a more flexible grid that will be built on the backbone of gas, with that increased deployment of renewables, that's a real opportunity for the U.S. We have an opportunity to become the global leader in LNG exports, and our allies in India made no bones about the fact that they are an attractive market for U.S. LNG.
Great. So you're talking about the U.S. potentially, or it's already a leader in global LNG exports, but increasing U.S. LNG exports. So what we hear from the industry, of course, is always some concern about the logistics of constructing pipelines to get that gas to those export facilities. So can you talk about what FERC has been doing to try to streamline that process?
So we've been working very hard both on the LNG and pipeline front to better improve our processes. On LNG, we've created a new division within the Commission to review LNG applications. We are opening an office in Houston to tap into the talent pool there to better review some of these applications. We've signed a memorandum of understanding with our partners at PHMSA so that we can eliminate duplicative regulation and cut through red tape. Similarly, on the pipeline side, we're trying to find ways to ensure that we have an efficient process that produces legally durable orders. The process is complicated, it's not inexpensive, but we're working hard to do it as efficiently as possible.
And finally, we've been talking a lot about the energy transition here. Can you just talk about what you view as FERC's role in trying to address that in the States?
I think the most important thing that FERC can do is break down barriers to new resources and technologies to ensure that they can access the markets and compete and be compensated for the attributes that they provide. I'm very proud of a rulemaking that we finalized earlier this year for battery storage. Battery storage resources, I think, have the capacity to be a real game changer, particularly when co-located with renewables like solar, that could fundamentally alter the way that we generate, distribute, and consume power in the country. And I think if FERC can create a regulatory ecosystem that enables these new technologies to gain access and flourish, it's something that I think could be, that we would all benefit from.
Okay, Chairman, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.